This is 8 Minutes of Awesome. I'm Jennifer Lipsky. Do you remember when you were a child and you'd walk or run through a maze seeking to get lost? As we go through life, we instead seek to find our way. And Tony Christie is here to speak with us today about a sacred and ancient tool which can do just that. Hi, Tony. Welcome.
Hello, Vim. Delighted to be here.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. And I would love for you to start off with telling us about this very sacred tool with which you work so closely.
Yes. The labyrinth is a very ancient symbol. It's a symbol that's over 4,000 years old. And just briefly to clarify the difference, you mentioned mazes. Just to clarify briefly the difference between a maze and a labyrinth. A maze, generally as people understand it, has many paths. It has different paths. It has dead ends. It is designed to get people lost and to get people confused. The labyrinth, as I speak of it, as more and more people are speaking of it, has just one path from the outside to the center. So it is a path on which you cannot get lost and on which you are always taking the next step. And the most ancient labyrinth, I just hold up an image of it, is the classical labyrinth, and this symbol is over 4,000 years old. And it is one path from the outside to the center. And it is found originally in rock carvings in Spain and Italy, and recently one has been discovered in Goa in India. But that pattern that I just showed you has emerged in many societies all over the world in the last 4,000 years. So it's found in Muslim mosques in Pakistan, and Hindu temples in India, and Christian churches in Finland, and rock carvings around the Mediterranean, and even on a rock carving in the Hopi Indian Reservation in the United States. There is significance to that symbol that resonates and has resonated with people over thousands of years. And it's generally a symbol of getting to the center, whatever it is at the center of the labyrinth, what is at the center of people's lives, or what people are walking towards. It can be love, it can be peace, it can be joy, it can be money, it can be a relationship, it can be God, whatever that ultimate source is that people are seeking. But the labyrinth is a symbol of that, it's a symbol of our journey towards that. It's also a symbol of many other things, a symbol of oneness. In walking the labyrinth, you can be at one with yourself. My greatest learning from the labyrinth is to become aware of the significance of every moment. So there's a significance in me talking to you here now, Jennifer. There's a significance in you listening. There is a significance for everybody who is listening or watching when they are watching. The key to the significance of this moment and every other moment is to be aware and to have an awareness of what significance is for us. But sometimes in today's society, our mind is too busy, so we don't realize the significance that each moment in our life has. And the greatest tool that I have found for quietening our mind is to walk the labyrinth. It gets me into a space, and it gets most people into a space where the mind quietens. Walking the twisting, turning path forces us to focus on just the path, and then our mind becomes quiet. And when our mind becomes quiet, we become more aware. When we become more aware, then we become more open to hearing insights and answers that we're meant to hear. The everyday chatter, our mind quietens, and we get into a quieter space where the mind is quiet, and where we can hear whatever it is that we're meant to hear. Either something outside of ourselves, or more often, something inside of ourselves. So each moment is significant. And it's significant not only for what we are receiving from that moment, but it's significant in what we are bringing to that moment. Because we are living on the edge of creation. Everything we do, everything we think, everything we say is new. I may have spoken some of these words before, but as I speak them now, they are new. I am living at this moment on the edge of creation. You are living on the edge of creation, and everybody who's watching this, at the moment they're watching it, are living on the edge of creation. there is a significance so in how not only what we receive for ourselves and how it helps us on our life's journey, but in everything that we think, every thought, in everything that we say, every word, and in everything that we do, every action is significant. And the key, again, for me through the labyrinth is to have an awareness of every thought, every word, and every deed. And if we do those in consciousness, and act consciously, and think consciously, and see consciously, well, then we're contributing to the development and with something and creating something new. And that is one of, I suppose, the biggest teachings that is coming through the labyrinth, or to me through the labyrinth. Sometimes I say things and I don't even know why I'm saying them. But there is an interconnectedness with everything. People will come to me afterwards, after I might give a talk and say, something you said there, that was really significant for me. So it's almost, if we speak from our heart, I think the heart of ourselves, the heart of our labyrinth is where the truth is. So if we live in our hearts, if we do what makes us feel alive, and my labyrinth work, it makes me feel alive. So I know when I feel alive, my heart sings, whatever it might be, it doesn't matter what it is that I do, as long as it makes me feel alive. Because when I feel alive, well, then I'm bringing my aliveness to the world and contributing in a positive way to the world. And so is everybody else. Once you find something that makes your heart sing, it can be playing music, it can be gardening, it can be delivering the mail, it can be sweeping the streets, it doesn't matter. You do it with a passion that's in your heart, then that's what you bring to humanity, and now you contribute in a positive way to enhance the world that we live in. Everything is interconnected. The labyrinth is also known as a symbol, or I would call it a symbol of the interconnectedness of all of existence. It represents many things, and we don't have time to delve into what it represents, but there's often 4 quarters or quadrants of the labyrinth representing earth, air, fire, and water. As you pass through each of those quadrants, you're passing through what it represents in those 4 elements. And you're integrating and creating the first element, the quintessence, the unknown essence, or the divine essence that is part of each one of us, that's at the center of those 4 elements. It's inherent in us, that divineness, and it's up to us to tap into the divinity that is within ourselves and to allow it to shine through. And it shines through when you do what makes you feel alive.